5:52 on today, Wednesday. Oh, I'm getting a pain in my rib, my right rib. I think today's Wednesday. I feel like I've been dropped into a movie. So, Amy, the regional manager of the property complex I live at, came in just to do an inspection. Her and, I don't know, a girl that they say is the manager of both properties. And I'm not sure, she might be the girl who was very rude to me right when I first moved in and I was trying to get my mailbox key. I think she cut her hair. She had a completely different, she had a completely different personality today, if that was her. Hardly said anything. It was very bizarre. I will say, from going over with everything I've kind of been going through at the apartment, Amy honestly acted like she had no clue what was going on. So the reason that I say that I feel like I've been dropped into a movie, because can you imagine a plot to take down one girl with major health issues who has moved away halfway across the country, basically, from where she was living. An operation that is so intricate and detailed and obviously spares no expense, to go to the point of trying to make me look like a crazy person to all of law enforcement so that they would follow me around. Told probably heinous, slanderous things to the workers at the apartment complex I live in below the regional manager level, so that I'm treated differently and discriminated against. The only thing I can think of are all these people being paid on the side to do this for a government organization, a government corporation, I should say. Have all these people been, or are they being slid money on the side to try to make me look like a completely lunatic, to make me look like a lunatic, that I keep having to email about what's going on to this company? Been run out of 2 jobs. Or all these people that are involved in this craziness that is going on, are they somehow mind controlled? And are they being fed money? Like, it makes me think, like, have all these people who've moved in, that have all these out-of-state tags that have never been replaced with Florida tags, they only stay for a certain amount of months and then they trade them out for new people. Are they just buying out their lease? They're fed the money to just buy out the lease, and they leave, and they're off to the next person to try to take out. Obviously, it's an endless source of money. So, are these, like, a lot of these people I noticed that are kind of like wandering around the complex, and it's all like strange. I don't know, I think it's strange behavior, but are they all like in college or just getting out of college, and they're giving these random jobs, and like, hey, are they throwing extra money to just like walk around the complex, and they're handed like a device? Oh, here's this device, this girl here, we need her data, walk around with this device. I'm hyper vigilant, so then I notice these people walking around with these devices. These people, most of them, don't know they're harming me with these devices. Same way with when I worked for US Health Group, where those people just told, oh, just put this phone, this looks like a phone, just put this device close to her, we need it to grab the data. Meanwhile, it's literally killing me. And then they're told, I'm slandered to them, so then they're they're like, oh, we got to get rid of her. We can't have this girl working for us. And I could see why, working for Lyft would be very easy to put gang stalkers into your car. I mean, I know I'm dealing with an intricate system of hackers, obviously. Has my car been hacked, like the computer system been hacked to the point that maybe there's no devices in here? Maybe the whole computer system has been hacked and they're able to literally control things in the car to harm me. This is the only thing I can think of. So I know when I'm close to any type of police department cars or police departments or certain areas of Tampa, especially on the highway, I get super high readings and I'm being killed with the amount of RF radiation hitting me. Is this system, this whole car hacked to the point that it's literally pulling, if there's a whole bunch of people around me with cell phones and stuff, it's pulling all that RF radiation from their car, and there's something in my car that's like the electrical system or something that's triggered, and so it's just releasing a whole bunch of RF radiation on me that is harming me? I feel like I'm missing something here. Amy did say they've gone in for checks at the apartment above me. At least I know once they said they did. But see, the thing is you have to give that person a warning that you're going to do the inspection. So they have time to hide the devices. I can clearly hear them move around devices. There's probes. I mean, I've probably heard 1, 2, 3, at least 5 different type of devices being used up there. Is it all hidden under furniture? I mean, shoot, they could hide it under furniture. They could hide it in suitcases. You would never know. All I know is there are usually always 2 people in the apartment above me. Especially, you can always hear them at night. Are you telling me that the company doesn't have really good surveillance? They can go through the surveillance in the hallways just to check and make sure. Are the people that are going into that apartment, is it the people that have the lease agreement with them? Are they going into any other apartments? I mean, there's a lot of shit happening there. There's major operation centers happening there. It's very evident. So is the plot just to make me look like a complete crazy person? To basically ruin me to the point that I can't get a job. I can't support myself. I mean, their advice is, of course, move out because you're being harmed. We don't want you to be harmed here. Move out. But that's not fair to me. I've been paying my lease. I'm being harmed. So they're like, well, we think you should move out. Maybe we'll start looking to see if we can find you somewhere that's like income based to get you in, completely disrupt your life. How is that fair to me? I don't want to get emotional because it's like the whole point of all this. Like, what are they harvesting from me? Is it all my energy? Because I know too much of what's going on in the country, too much going on with the world, like kind of know what I think is coming for humanity. Is it harvesting our energy? Is it worth all this? Are all these people being like mind controlled? Are all these people who are working at the complex, who literally work for the property management company, are they all being mind controlled? Are they being slighted money on the side to come harm me and do what they do? Or I've been slandered to them, so they make a mockery out of being rude to me, or just, it's complete ostracization. But I don't care about that. I've never cared about being ostracized because I was a loner my whole life. It's just who I am. I've never needed to be in the in crowd. Never cared to be. I don't like attention. Even just doing this channel, like whenever I first started YouTube, I'm not a person that like needs attention. I've never been that person. I'm a person that's more like behind the curtain in the shadows. So, and you know, so much of the criminal justice world, you know, for those who like to profile, because they think that, you know, human beings are just, there's only so many categories of people, and you have to fit in one of those. No, I don't believe in that. God created us all to have intricacies, to express different things, not to be put in a box. And so much of our world wants to put everyone in a box. You have to play a role. You have to play a certain type of character. You're not allowed to deviate. You're meant to just stay in a box. And I've never been that person. I've always been like a highly like creative, I guess I've always just been a free spirit. I just never cared. I never cared about having, you know, the latest like shoes, the latest purses, you know, high dollar clothing, high dollar cars, you know, trying to be like a billionaire. I just never cared. It's not me. I'm just simple. But it just appears that like I've been dropped into a movie. You know, they talk about the Mandela effect. When did all this start? Obviously it started, there was a ground one that it started at. Whoever started, it had to have happened, I would say, a long time ago. And it's just grown, it's just snowballed. And my character has been weaponized and you know, created into be this, molded into be this certain person. It just doesn't make sense to me. I can't make it make sense. I mean, I'm obviously collecting all this evidence, and it takes so much of my energy, and I don't want to do it. But what else can you do for yourself to prove that you are being harmed and for people to believe you? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I know I'm not moving back to Maryland. I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for being able to come here to like the beach area and be in sunshine almost every day, and to be able to go to the water and just to be able to sit beside the water and, you know, like just pay attention to the water. Or even like, you know, some days when I go and I get to actually put my feet in the water. Like with all I'm going through, if I hadn't have had the water and everything, the environment here, nature here is just, it's just so different than it was where I came from in Maryland. I mean, you have the outdoors, don't get me wrong. And there was a, they called it Rocky Gap. There was a big lake there you could go out to, but in the wintertime, of course, you're stuck inside. And it's just not, it's not good for my body. My body needs warmth. I need sunshine. But I don't know, is the whole purpose of this to literally drain your energy to the point that literally you just commit suicide? Is that the point? And then what happens to all these individuals who have worked so hard to destroy one person? Do they celebrate? Do they just move on to the next person? I can't imagine like what type of life, what type of family have they grown up with that they would think that this is okay? Or is it so compartmentalized that they just play their little role and they have no idea of the greater picture of what's happening? I mean, I know that whoever the females are who are working in the apartment above me, and then I can hear people come into the apartment that is up against my living room. That would have to be on surveillance. But there has to be, I would say at least 4 people who are working in the apartment above me, because there's usually 2 during the day and 2 during the night. But they have to have days off, so there has to be somebody who fills in. And, you know, Amy was saying, the manager who called the other day, Chris, he's trying to like research and like find out about this. Like, I guess he's trying to like dig some more. But they've got the surveillance footage. That would be very helpful to like try to like figure this out. I think I'm thinking about, yeah, I might have to move again. But you know, if I go move into a low income housing, the same thing's going to happen. They can just throw those people smaller amounts of money. But especially if you're talking about people who are low income housing, those people probably take a couple bucks to watch somebody and, you know, once again, hand them this cell phone looking device that harms them. They don't know what they're doing to me. The people above me, they know what they're doing to me. They can hear me, obviously. There's listening devices and all kinds of things. But see, that's what this doesn't make sense. The girl who's supposedly the manager of both the properties, she would have to know. She would have to know. I'm just baffled. Just baffled. The only thing I can think of doing is trying to get hold of that guy that I found doing, well, actually, I found another guy on YouTube that was building these systems. It's like a computer that can block the attacks, the RF radiation attacks, and see if there's a separate device that does geolocation and can track all these individuals that are around me. It's a legal device. It can track all these people around me, and figure out exactly where they go. I mean, what else is there to do? Try to get to the bottom of who they are. Are these, I mean, of course you're living in a melting pot in Tampa. Are a lot of these people, I mean, they are foreign. Are they sleeper cells within our country to destroy our country from within? Are these a lot of the individuals that Biden administration has brought in to destroy this country from within? And then you get some Americans, turn them into domestic terrorists. Like I say, keeping them compartmentalized, that they don't really have an idea. They just know the role that they're paid to play. I just can't. It's all just so bizarre. And you know, I contacted a lawyer's office today, which they're going to see if they can find a referral, like if they have another company that can possibly help me. But I know the remedy is not in the legal side of law. It would be on the equity side of, you know, moving a claim of equity. But then I feel bad moving. I mean, I'm being harmed at this complex, that this property. Is it meant to like kind of destroy them too? But see, this was happening at Airbnbs I was staying at. So they have to absolutely tell these people heinous things to get these people to do exactly what they're doing. And maybe it is mind control too. It seems like that can easily be accomplished. Because if you have a router in your house, if you have cell phones, obviously it could be easily done. I mean, shoot, when that first started back in was it the 50s and 60s that they were doing all those experiments, by now they would have completely polished up what they were doing, have it down to like such a intricate science. And I know from researching that like all these cell phone towers, they can completely control a whole area and make it agitated or whatever. They can control whole areas of people. And there are 2 cell phone towers right there at the complex. They don't even emit the amount of RF radiation that is in my apartment. I just needed to get my thoughts out. I was thinking while I was walking and while I was driving here, just of, you know, this could be a book deal. This could be a movie deal. But it would be kind of boring. But to see it from the whole outside view, like if I could get if I could have somebody who could crack the case, kind of figure out all these parts that are going on, this would be like a thriller type movie. Well, I mean, of course they would add stuff because that's the way Hollywood is. To sell it, they'd have to add some other plots to it. But yeah, now that I know I definitely need somebody to do some geolocating for all these license plate I have that I found. I find some of them to be suspicious, but like find out who these people really are. I mean, it would be very costly because you're talking about. Well, maybe it will be pretty easy. I don't know. You're talking about, just looking at where all these people have been, and you can even go back in time, so you can go back 6 months to a year just to see where all these people have gone, and I don't know. This is such an intricate detail to go to this point to try to destroy somebody. None of it makes sense to me. I think that's all I was thinking. I think I touched on everything. I mean, you would only, when it comes to law enforcement, you would only have to, make them believe that, put them on a watch list. And is that why I see cops everywhere I go? Well, I mean, I'm obviously hyper vigilant to it. So I notice them where most people maybe would never even think twice about it, other than them looking to make sure they're not going to pull them over. But I mean, everywhere I go, there's always tons of police department and sheriffs. Obviously, lots of sheriffs in the area, and especially they just happen to be pulling out of the complex when I'm pulling in. Sometimes, why would they be back there? I mean, it's a pretty quiet. The complex I'm in is pretty quiet for the most part. So it's not like, I mean, well, obviously there's some type of criminal syndicate running out of there, but I don't know. It's all so bizarre. I think that's all my thoughts. I know I wanted to touch on the law enforcement aspect with the people going on there, at the complex, and all those people. I guess you could easily run somebody out of a job by just here's this device. Just keep it near her so we can pull all the data from her phone. But then it's harming me. And then of course, if they think that you're an awful, heinous person, I still couldn't do that to somebody, even if they said, "Oh, they're an axe murderer. We need to get them." I still couldn't do that to somebody. It's not who I am. But I guess, obviously, I'm not like everybody else. And so many people are so programmed by their social medias and the fake stuff they see on TV. And people, obviously, in this country are so driven by money. People say all the time how when you go to a foreign country, it's just so different than America. And America and Americans have been bought and paid for in so many ways. And I'm sure I'm bought and paid for in a certain way. I have my own ideas, and unless you can just walk around and not have judgments, period, which is very difficult to do. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to, what time is it? What time did I leave there? I probably didn't even leave there till 4 o'clock. I really don't want to go back there yet. I'm already getting hit here. I already have inflammation in my head here. All right.